Hello and welcome to Standard Course HSK1 Lesson 6. Today, the sentence we're going to learn is I can speak Chinese. Okay? 我会说汉语。我会说汉语。And as you can see, the vocabulary is here. We have 12 vocabularies to learn today. Okay. So this time, for the first time, I have added the Chinese character here. Okay. Just to clarify all the meanings of a pinyin, because sometimes one pinyin could correspond to multiple meanings, but usually one character is related to only one meaning. Okay. So let's begin. The first one, 会说妈妈菜很好吃做写汉字字怎么读Okay, then we have the notes. Okay, we have 3 notes. The first one is how to say I can, or I would, or I'm able to do something. Okay, then next we have a kind of sentences with no actual verb. Okay, that's not tolerable in English, but in Chinese that's absolutely okay. Okay. Then we have the word how. Okay. How to say how. Okay. And then we have pinyin. Okay. So we have the combination of the first tone with other first, second, and third and fourth tones. Okay, so we're gonna see how they are put together. Okay, and how they change between tones or the volumes. Okay. And then at last we have character. Finally, we have come to this last lesson of strokes. Okay. And then we have easy characters as usual. Okay. Before we start the lesson, let's review what we have learned last video. Okay. Last video is about how to ask someone's age and how to describe someone's age. Okay. We have those vocabularies here. Okay. You should check if you still remember them. Okay. For example, this one. 女儿, which means daughter. Okay. For example, this one. 今年, it means this year. Okay. And how to say how many? Okay. Actually, it's 多少, or you can say 几. That's a way to ask for numbers. Okay. And then we have learned how to say numbers less than 100. Okay. And then we have learned how to say the perfect tense. Okay. The perfect aspect. Sorry. The perfect aspect. Okay. Basically, you add le to a sentence. Okay. After a verb. Okay. And then we have 多大, which means how big or how old. Okay. And then we have learned the pinyin r, like in 小鸟, like in 饭馆. Okay. And then we have the syllable dividing mark, basically like this one. You have a dividing mark there. Okay. And then we have strokes, we have easy characters, and we have the culture corner there. So you would discuss the age with other Chinese people. So basically they would anticipate anything like marriage, like girlfriend, like boyfriend, like college. Like you should have been out of college like when you are 24, like me. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the actual textbook. Okay. So the topic is 我会说汉语. Okay, I can speak Chinese. If you put stress on the ability, you will say 我会说汉语. In correspondence, that would be I can speak Chinese. Okay. And then let's do the warm-up. Okay. The first one we have learned mama means mother. Okay. Actually, I think it's E or F, but let's move on. Let's wait. 汉字. 汉字. It's definitely A. Okay. Then 中国菜. I think it's B. Okay. Actually, I think it's more like Chinese breakfast. Okay. Number 4. 说汉语. To speak Chinese. Okay. That's I guess it's C. Okay. They are saying Chinese there. And 写汉字. it means to write write Chinese characters. Okay, so I think it's D. Okay, she's writing, and there is 汉字 there. Okay. 做中国菜 it's about make Chinese cuisine. Okay, make Chinese dish. Then I think it's E. Okay. I don't know if she's making Chinese dish or any other country's dish. Maybe it's Japanese dish or it's Thai food. But there is no other option here. Okay, so let's come back to the first one. I think it's an F. Okay. Now, let's move on to the text. Okay. In the school. Okay. Let's start with person A. 你会说汉语吗？我会说汉语。你妈妈会说汉语吗？她不会说。Okay, basically, you can see the translations here. Okay. Those words we have learned just a few minutes ago. Okay. And then text 2 in the kitchen. Okay. So basically, I think it's this guy asking this girl. Okay. 中国菜好吃吗？中国菜很好吃。你会做中国菜吗？我不会做。So, person A asks, is Chinese food delicious? Yes, it is. And then, can you cook Chinese food? No, I can't. I hope to the audiences it doesn't sound arrogantly annoying or annoyingly arrogant that the editor here decided that Chinese food is delicious. Okay, maybe to some other country Chinese food sucks, but to me and to I think to most of the people here, they think Chinese food is okay. I think at least it's okay. Okay. So much for the discussion. Let's move on. By the way, you can tell me which kind of food do you prefer? Okay. Do you like the best? Okay. And then we have text 3 in a library. Okay. 你会写汉字吗？我会写。这个字怎么写？对不起，这个字我会读，不会写。So basically, A asks person B, can you write Chinese characters? And person B says, I can. But then person A asks, how do you write this character? And person B got baffled. Okay, so sorry, baffled. And then he or she just says that he can only read but not write, okay, the particular word, okay. I think person B could write simple characters but not difficult ones, okay. Now let's move on to the notes, okay. As in the textbook, okay, we learned how to say 会, how to say be able to or can say Chinese, okay. So this single character, it has loads of meanings, okay. So first one, it could mean can, but if it's in the past tense, it could be could, okay. Then you could you can have this meaning, be able to, okay. It's also this single character, be able to. And then you have would, okay. It could mean would, or it could mean well, would, will, okay. So, and other meanings. So as you can see, Chinese is a tenseless language with no inflection in its verb or nouns. So this one carries lots of meanings, okay. So you must master this word, okay. 会, okay. So let's move on to this sentences, okay. The first one, 我会写汉字. It means I can write Chinese characters, okay. The second one, 我不会做中国菜. It means I can't cook Chinese food, okay. So when you add 不 before 会, so it means the negative, okay. It means can't, or wasn't able to, or not able to, okay. 你妈妈会说汉语吗? Okay. Does your mother speak Chinese? Okay. Okay, let's move on to note 2. Sentences with adjectival predicate, okay. So basically it has no verb here, so they just have this adverb and adjective and the subject, okay. So 我很好, basically it means I'm very good, but the English word am is not translated or is not shown here, okay. And it's absolutely correct just to say those 3 characters, okay. Instead, if you add 是, that's the Chinese word for am or is or are, if you add 是 here, it would sound absolutely not native, okay. So this is the very correct form, 我很好. And then if you have the negative form, which is 我不好. Okay? So either it's very good or it's bad. Okay, we have no, usually we don't say something is just okay. Sometimes we would say, but that would be other words. Okay, let's move on. Second one, 我妈妈的汉语不好, which means my mother speaks Chinese poorly. Okay. 中国菜很好吃. Okay, 好吃 means delicious or tasty. Okay, it's combined of good and eat, so basically it's good eating. It's very good if you eat it. Okay, so it means delicious, tasty. Finally, in the notes we have how to say how. Okay, 怎么. For example, 这个汉字怎么读? How do you read this character? Okay. 你的汉语名字怎么写? Okay. How do you write your Chinese name? Okay. And then 这个字怎么写? How do you write this character? Okay. Then you can do the role play dialogues. Sorry. You can do the role play dialogues with your Chinese classmates. Okay, if you have one, hopefully. Or you can contact me for the help. Okay. Hopefully, if I have time. Okay. Hopefully, I have time. And then we can answer these questions here. 你会说汉语吗? You would definitely say 我会说汉语. I can speak Chinese. Okay. 你会写汉字吗? So 汉语 means the language. 汉字 means the writing form, the words of the language. Okay. Sometimes, most of the time, I would think that you can't write Chinese characters. Okay. So I think if you move to HSK3, then you're going to write some simple characters, maybe, but it could be the case that you can write characters. Okay, so move on. 你会做中国菜吗? Are you able to make Chinese food? Okay. And then 你有汉语名字吗? Do you have a Chinese name? Okay. If you don't, you can contact me for the Chinese name if you trust me. Okay. Let's move on. 你会写你的汉语名字吗? Can you write your Chinese name? Okay. I think that pupils in the first grade in China, they can write his or her own name most of the time. Okay, most of the case. And then let's move on to the pin-in. Okay, so we have the combination between the first tone and the other 4 tones. If you combine 2 first tones, then if you combine 2 first tones, I think they stay the same. Okay, and then you have the first tone plus a second tone. Okay, it's usual. But if you see a first tone and a third tone, then the third tone would seem like this. It's not rising. It's like this. So as you can see in this, the third tone in collocation is pronounced differently from the first tone used alone, which is 2, 1, 4. Here 2 means the volume. You have, I think you have 5 tones. Okay, the volume. Okay, then it if it's used alone, it's like this. Okay, but if it's used in normal conversation, then it would sound like this, starting from 2, dropping to 1, and then stays at 1. Okay, so it's more like a fourth tone. Okay, then you have this the first tone plus a fourth tone. Okay, let's read them. 咖啡，咖啡，公园，公园，机场，机场，车站，车站。Okay, I'll read more. Okay. 今天，今天，公司，公司，刮风，刮风，关系，关系。Okay, so these are the first tone plus first tone. Okay, I think the most important one is here. Okay, I'll just read them. 精彩，操场，经理，开始。So, 精彩，操场，经理，开始。Okay. And then we move on to the characters. Okay, so it's the last part of strokes. So after this lesson, you will have learned all the strokes. Okay. Okay, first one, left falling to turning. Okay, I don't know how they name it, but it's like this. Okay, and then you have this slanting hook. Okay, and then you have this rising, okay? It's from the left to the right, okay? And then let's move on to the single component characters, okay? The first one, it means east, okay? As you can see, it explains here that east is where the sun rises. Okay, that's a good definition. Okay, and then it opposes its opposite to she. Okay, so this is how you write it. Okay, and then we have this very complicated word, okay, which means the perpendicular pronoun in the English language, okay. Okay, that's how you write it. Okay, I'll write it again. Okay, pretty complicated, I think, for our first beginner. Okay, for a learner. Okay, and then we have she. Okay, so it doesn't define itself as where the sun sets, but I think the meaning is clear. Okay, that's how we write it. Okay, cool. This evolution is really confusing. Okay, let's just do this one. Okay, and then we have these structures. Okay, we have a single structure and compound. Okay, like people, 人 is a single component, but 你, which means you, is a compound. Okay, let's move on. Next page. Okay, like 人, 我, 中, they're all single structure. Okay, and then we have 你 and 做. Okay, this one consists of 3 parts. Okay, first this one, which means a person. Actually, this one means a person, but if it's in another word, it's used in another word, it's written like this. Okay, and you have this one and this one. Cool. So it consists of 3 parts. Okay, this one is this one is 2 parts. Okay. Okay, then you can do the pair work here. Okay, all those languages. Okay, which language do you speak? You can add it here. Okay. That's all for today. See you next time. Bye bye.